Hi there, I'm Jonathan Dio. I'm the founder of Dio Wealth Management, where we work one-on-one with a few families who trust us with their financial futures in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm also the founder of the Happiness Dividend blog and the Mindful Money Toolbox, where we try to offer education and tools that we believe can help anyone become both more financially successful and live a more meaningful life. And this is what we want to talk about today. During one of our webinars, I was asked where financial planning starts, and my mind immediately went to, well, it starts by developing an understanding of where you are and where you want to be and where you want to go in life, and that's mostly true. But there are many financial planning resources available that are going to help you line up these financial resources with your hopes and dreams, help you make a better trade-off decision, potentially rooted in your personal priorities and values, and then help you get there. The math of financial planning is not actually that complicated. This process of discovering what you want out of life, defining the specifics of your plan, and pursuing all the outcomes you desire is the heart and soul of financial planning. Don't get me wrong, but there's a step that comes before defining and pursuing goals that pervades the ongoing process of life planning, and it has two parts. The first part is inspiration. It's not enough to know what you want out of life from where you sit right now. You're going to grow and change. You're in the process of becoming a better version of yourself every day. Not that you're a bad version right now. We're all in the process of becoming. And the process never ends. So it isn't enough to think about what you want today. You've got to be able to put today in the context of a lifetime of becoming. What might you want tomorrow, next week, next year, in the decades to come, 50 years from now? What about your legacy? Will the world or some small corner of it remember you 100 years from now? How will it remember you? How would you like it to remember you? Your biggest advantage is time. With enough time, you can become anything you want to be. Great financial advice helps you think about being better you and may help you place the current person you are in the context of this lifelong process of becoming. The second thing is value. Recognizing that you're on the path of becoming your future self, there's almost a moral imperative before you start thinking about wanting anything to consider what you might want by making sense of what's worth having. Wealth creation, true wealth creation, is not just about giving people what they want in this life. It's about helping them sort through what is worth having. You may have heard the story about the fisherman and the investment banker. An American investment banker taking a much needed vacation in a small coastal village, and a small boat with just one fisherman docks. The fisherman comes out of the boat and loads a bunch of fish and they're beautiful fish. And impressed by the quality of the fish, the fisherman asks how long it took to catch him. And the fisherman replies, just a little while. The banker then asks why he didn't stay out longer and catch even more fish. And the fisherman replies, well, he had enough to support his family for that day. And the American asks, but what do you do with the rest of your time? Well, the fisherman replies, well, I sleep late, I fish a little, I play with my kids, I take a nap with my wife, I stroll into the village every night where I sip wine, play guitar with my friends. I got a very full and busy life. The investment banker scoffs. I'm an Ivy League MBA, I could help you. You could spend more time fishing, and with the proceeds you could buy a bigger boat. With the proceeds from that bigger boat, you could then buy several boats until eventually you'd have a whole fleet of fishing boats, and instead of selling your catch to the middleman, you could sell directly to the processor. Eventually, you're going to open your own cannery. You can control the product, processing, and distribution. Then he added, of course, you're going to have to leave the small coastal fishing village and move to a big city where you can run your growing empire. The fisherman looked at him kind of cross-eyed and said, but sir, how long is this going to take? The American replied, hey, just 15 to 20 years max. But what then? Asked the fisherman. The American laughed and said, hey, that is the best part. When the time is right, you can announce an IPO. You're going to sell your company stock to the public and become very rich. You can make millions. Millions, sir? Then what? To which the investment banker replied, well, then you could retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you could sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take a nap with your wife, and every night you could stroll to the village and sip wine and play the guitar with your friends. Getting down to the simplest answer for what will make you happy and bring you closer to a meaningful life is the big question. But if you don't think about the kind of person you want to become, or aren't curious about what in life is actually worth having, you can end up incredibly successful as defined by someone else. In Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl wrote, "Don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you're going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue, and it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself." Our culture has made a secular religion of financial success. We idolize and idealize the rich, the haves, the 1%, without ever questioning what it is we're idolizing. We chase money and things in hopes that they're going to make us happy. But the more we chase, the more it seems to evade us. When our search for success or happiness does not end in the success or happiness that we seek, we believe it's because we haven't taken it far enough, as if we only need to try harder. We question our dedication to success before we question our definition of success. We should stop and wonder whether more of the same is actually going to fulfill us. Real personal financial guidance comes out of love for a fellow struggling human. Not that I know the path and you don't. Not that I'm smart and you're not. Not even that I have some specialized knowledge or talent that you don't. Only that I've gone through this before with a small number of families and a small number of individuals. I've dedicated my life to this path and spent hundreds of hours both in personal financial training areas that might become important to you at some point in your lifetime, and probably thousands of hours thinking on my own and with other people about the real human challenges of finding meaning in a world where we cannot possibly keep up with the flow of information and where the demands on our time are ever expanding. There are things other than money that require your attention in order for you to find happiness and create a meaningful life. We do what we do so you can focus on those things. Thanks for listening. I wish you so much more than luck.